What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aiden, and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, today we've got a predictions video of what I personally believe is going to be the outcome of the Chicago Bulls and the Milwaukee Bucks series. Now, about a week ago, I mentioned the Chicago Bulls and what they need to do to make this competitive. I also talked throughout the week about the players that needs to be stepping up, the challenges that guys like Tristan Thompson has laid out for some of our best players, while also, I guess, discussing the likelihood of us beating Milwaukee, or again, the more likelihood Milwaukee will beat us. But I never actually gave an actual prediction on what I think is going to happen. And with the playoffs just a few hours away, our series is beginning in a couple of hours. I want to give this time to give my personal opinion on the NBA playoffs and mainly this Bulls and Milwaukee series. All of it's going to be about the Bulls and the Milwaukee series, to be honest. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show, turn notifications on, and let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the current Chicago Bulls chances. Are you happy or optimistic? Do you believe we have a chance to win this series? Are you low on confidence? Do you think we're going to get swept? Is there somewhere in the middle? Maybe we get a gentleman's sweep. We take a game against Milwaukee, but they beat us the rest of the way. All of these things I would love to know your opinions on, because at the end of the day, people are very high optimists and people are sometimes a little bit too realistic. People have their feet on the ground and they currently know what the Bulls have been going through. They know the situations that we're in and they can't really realistically see us beating Milwaukee. But again, when there's a will, there's a way. And I feel like there's always going to be possibilities out there for the Bulls. If they can make it competitive, there's always chances. But again, this is a predictions video. This is all that I really have to say in that retrospect. So feel free to let me know what you guys believe about that. Before I go further into the predictions, I'd like to talk about the injury report for the Chicago Bulls. Of course, outside of Lonzo Ball, it looks like everybody else is good to go. Alex Caruso and Zach LaVine, the two that were recently on the injury report in the last game of the regular season, are okay and ready to play in this playoff series. So again, if you're telling me or you were asking me earlier on in the season, we were going to end up walking into this playoff series with only one guy out for the Chicago Bulls, I would honestly not have agreed with you. But unfortunately, the guy that we have out is probably the guy that makes up the big four of this team in Lonzo Ball. And I truly feel like the Bulls at their best do have a big four at the moment. Maybe Vucevic hasn't played well, LaVine has been up and down, DeMar has had a struggled end to the season. But when they're all playing well, we definitely have four guys that really make big differences on this team. And you're talking about everybody else on the role player side of things that makes us a little bit better as well. So yeah, it sucks that Lonzo Ball's not going to be in this playoff series. I've said it for a long time now and I'll say it again. I think that it's going to be very hurtful, but also the future is bright for Lonzo Ball, and I'm sure this will not be the last time we enter the NBA playoffs while he's in the Chicago Bulls contract, or while he's with the Chicago Bulls, let's say. So that definitely sucks, but also I'm fairly happy that we only have one person out and we actually have the majority of our team here ready to play. Now let's move into the prediction side of things, ladies and gentlemen. So the first thing I have to say is I find it very hard to believe that the Chicago Bulls will get swept in this NBA playoff series. Now, no matter how badly we played at the end of the regular season, no matter how poor we were, it's a different and completely I guess, unique environment that the Chicago Bulls are going to be putting themselves in. The reason why I don't see us getting swept is that I find it very hard to believe that a team can beat us 8 times consecutively in a row, especially in very, very tough circumstances, very tough situations. So Milwaukee beat us in the regular season 4 times, 2 of them very close, 2 of them were blowouts. I find it hard to believe that that's going to transfer into the NBA playoffs and they're going to beat us 4 times off the bounce. Can it happen? Absolutely it can happen. If the Bulls are going to play poorly this whole playoff series, we're gone. See you later. They're not going to show us remorse. They're not going to give us a chance. They are going to put us to the sword if we don't deliver on our end. So yes, we can get swept, but just judging by the facts that they're going to be beating us 8 consecutive times this year, if that's the case, in a row, I personally don't believe that's going to happen. I think we can get a game out of Milwaukee Bucks, whether it's game 1 and we surprise them, maybe it's game 3, the first game at home, or the second game at home. Maybe it's any other game you could predict, but at the end of the day, I feel like the Chicago Bulls can get one game out of the Milwaukee Bucks. And another reason I feel that is because the regular season is done, it's over, and now we have one team that we need to focus on. the Milwaukee Bucks. We need to focus on Giannis, focus on Middleton, focus on Holiday, focus on the entire Milwaukee Bucks team. It goes the same with Milwaukee. They're going to be just focusing on us at the moment, and we're both going to be scouting each other, which means the games that we see in the regular season will not be the same games that we see in the NBA playoffs. You will see adjustments made by both teams to try to counteract what the other team is doing. It's going to be a much more competitive, a much more, rigorous, a much more adjustment-heavy game. So that does make me feel confident that we can make the right adjustments for one game to take a game away from them. And at the end of the day, we are not a pushover. I know many people will say the end of the season makes us, again, it puts a lot of dampers on things. We are very low on confidence. Of course, we haven't got a win against an elite team all season. That's heavy, that's big, and that doesn't put the odds in our favor whatsoever. And I don't think we're winning this playoff series. I'll get to that when I actually make my prediction. But to say that that we can't do something against the Milwaukee Bucks, in my opinion, is idiotic. And I guess now I will go into my prediction. I personally think at our best, we take this to 6 games. At our worst, we get swept. Because I feel like the home court advantage, we have been a good home team all season. And I feel like that will continue to happen in the NBA playoffs. I feel like we will perform better at home. But I also feel like we have the ability to surprise them at one of their home games. And I do feel like the experience of DeMar DeRozan and the hungriness of guys like Tristan Thompson, who also has experience, if we see LaVine have a good game, I definitely think we could take a game or two from Milwaukee. I don't see us winning this series. And the reason why is why we were talking about it a week ago. We are the heavy underdogs. And by being the underdogs, it means that not many people, if you look at the Bulls media, you look at Bulls fans on YouTube comments, you look outside the Chicago Bulls realm, and you look around the whole NBA, we are the underdogs. You have so many people saying we will get destroyed against the Milwaukee Bucks. And my prediction is, I don't think we're getting destroyed by Milwaukee, but I do think we will not win this series. But what I've been asking for this whole time is to make it competitive. Because if you make it competitive, then you get chances to win games. If you get chances to win games, you might end up taking those games. And if you take those games, if you take enough of them, you might walk away with the win in the series. But I do feel like this is a very tough ask for the Chicago Bulls in their first time in 5 years entering the NBA playoffs. We talk about DeMar DeRozan's playoff experience. This is going to be the first time in a long time that DeMar DeRozan has been in the NBA playoffs. And of course, everybody else has relatively low playoff experience. So we have a lot riding on this. I want that experience. I want that mentality. I want players to know what it's going to be like. And I want it for the future. But it doesn't mean we can't make an impact now. That doesn't mean we can't show what we can do now. It doesn't mean we can't bring that fight to Milwaukee. I want this series, when the Bulls end up getting eliminated or we win the series, whatever it's going to be, I want people walking out of that series with people giving us respect, with guys in the comments section or guys across all of those social media platforms saying respect to the Chicago Bulls for the effort they could put in. As Zach LaVine said, if he goes down, he will go down swinging. That's what I want this entire team to do. So when we do fall, or if we do go down, at least people can acknowledge that we went down fighting every step of the way and we didn't give them an inch. We made it the hardest series they could possibly ask for. So with that being said, that's my prediction. I'm predicting a 6-game series. But at the end of the day, I'm not opposed to the fact that this could definitely be a gentleman's sweep, or we could just get swept entirely. But I want this to be a 6-game series, and I'm going to believe this series is going to be 6 games, and I do see us getting eliminated in the first round. And I think many people will feel very similar to what I do. I might give the Bulls a little bit too much optimism, maybe too much respect, but at the same time, this is my team and I want to support them, but I have to be realistic as well. I can't support them blindly. I've seen what the Chicago Bulls can do. I've seen their struggles. I've seen their downfall. And just following them blindly without really watching or without really analyzing, that's not something I'm going to do. I want to be honest with myself. I want to be honest with this team. I believe at our best we could take this to 6 games. I believe at our worst we will get swept. So let me know in the comments below your thoughts about the Chicago Bulls and whether or not they have the best of best chances or they will play at their worst as well. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in another Chicago Bulls video, ladies and gentlemen. Have a wonderful and safe day. Stay safe, stay healthy, stay tuned for more. I'll see you in a couple of hours after game 1. Hopefully we can give them a little bit of a surprise and walk away with a win. Take care.